Hi, I'm Dave Fox. Welcome to the Globe-Jotting Guide to Travel Writing. This course picks up where my book, Globe-Jotting: How to Write Extraordinary Travel Journals and Still Have Time to Enjoy Your Trip, and my course by the same title, leave off. We are going to take things to the next step in these lessons. In my book and in my prior course, I teach people how to write travel diaries on the road while they're traveling, how to capture a lot of memories in the pages of the journals that they write as they are on their travel adventures. What we're going to look at in this course is how to then take those raw travel diaries and polish them into stories that you can publish. Now, when I say publish, I use that term very loosely and very broadly in the context of this course. You might be interested in writing magazine articles or newspaper articles and selling them. You might be interested in contributing stories to compilation travel books. You might be interested in publishing a book of your own. Or you might have a smaller scale goal. Maybe you're a blogger and you want to just learn how to write more compelling and catchier content to keep your readers coming back to your blog. Or maybe you just want to share your stories with a few friends and family. You can print them up and pass them out as gifts or email them out. Whatever your goals are, all of that within the context of this course, we are going to call travel publishing. Basically, what we're talking about is writing travel tales for other people to read. And as you're going to discover, writing a travel diary and writing travel tales for others, they're two very, very different writing styles. They go together nicely, they complement each other, but you take a very different approach when you are writing for other people. So that's the key thing that we are going to be addressing over the next couple hours of lessons in this course. And I want to take a look also at that term travel writing before we get going a lot further. What exactly is travel writing? The term travel writing is a broad one. Reviewing hotels and restaurants and airline food is travel writing. Guidebook research that helps readers decide what to see and do in a place is travel writing. Journalism-style factual reports on things like upcoming festivals, earthquake recovery, medical tourism are travel writing. Those aren't the types of travel writing we are going to be focusing on here, but if you're interested in any of them, I've done them all and I'm happy to answer questions in our online forum. Travel journaling is another subgenre of travel writing. Travel journals are like rough drafts that we can trawl for stories once our journeys are complete. And in a short lesson coming up in this section, journaling is going to be our focus as we explore techniques for capturing details when we travel that we can later rework into publishable stories. In the sections that follow, then we're going to use our journals as starting points, as tools to jog our memories. Our journals will transport us toward our final destination for this course, writing compelling personal travel tales for others to read and enjoy. Now, as I was saying before, travel journaling and writing travel tales for publication are two very different approaches to writing. When we journal, what I teach in my journaling course is that you really want to write quickly and don't worry so much about the quality of your writing as much as the quantity of relevant content that you get splashed into your pages. You use your journals as sort of a tool to trigger your memories so that when you go back and read them later, you can really recall what happened on your trip. Well, when we're writing for other people, when we're writing for publication, that is the time at which we need to slow down. We need to start polishing things up. We want to find ways to hook our readers right off the bat and then maintain their interest, really keep them riveted to what we're writing throughout the course of the story, and leave them at the end feeling like they got something out of reading our story, whether it was just entertainment or whether they learned something or discovered something new about the world. When readers read, they want something in return for the time that they invest reading our stories. So we're going to talk about those differences. We'll start with a quick overview of journaling, and then we will move on to the meat of this course, which is how to take those journals and turn them into really powerful and compelling travel tales. So travel storytelling, as we are going to define it in this workshop, is simply the art of storytelling with location and local culture as a backdrop. Here's a quick look at what you're going to learn in this course. I'm going to teach you how to sift through your journals and your memories and identify the thoughts that matter for the stories that you're telling. and then how to weave all of that together, how to finesse that information into a tapestry of words that focuses on a specific topic or a discovery or a transformative event from your travels. I will teach you how to find the unique stories that only you can write. This is important. Practically every destination on the planet has been covered by now by somebody. So the trick to writing something fresh is not finding new destinations so much as it is being able to put your own unique spin on the places that you write about. We're also going to talk about note-taking. If you're interested in writing for others, it really helps if you keep two types of journals. There's the journal that you write in on a daily basis to sort of remember your days, but then also we'll talk about scribbling things down as you go. Really quick notes. We'll talk about how to do that efficiently, different techniques for note-taking so that you get a lot of details down during your day and you don't forget them, and you will have much more vivid accounts of your stories when you sit down to write them. Cliche busting. This is critical to good travel writing. There's so much bad travel writing out there these days, and the problem with it much of the time is that it's just full of cliches. We're going to talk about typical travel writing cliches to avoid, and I will teach you how to write in fresher ways so that you have your own voice. You don't just sound like you're regurgitating the same kind of information that so many other people before you have done. We'll address different types of travel tales, travel humor, travel adventure stories, self-discovery and personal encounters, all kinds of different approaches that you can take when writing a personal travel tale. And we're also going to cover bringing deeper meaning into your stories, writing stories that other people want to read. When you go out and travel, you have experiences that are really cool experiences for yourself, but they're not necessarily interesting for other people to read unless you can put the right spin on them, unless you can bring some sort of a lesson or an observation into them so that people, when they're done reading, go, wow, I really got something out of this. I grew in a way from reading this story. I will teach you how to do that, how to get beyond this tone of, ooh, look what I did and look how cool it was, to, hey, here's a powerful lesson that I have to share with you that I learned along the way on my journeys. We're going to talk about how to structure your stories. How do you draw readers in right at the beginning and then maintain that energy, keep their interest throughout the story, and leave them feeling fulfilled like I was talking about just a second ago. Your cast of characters. This is another big one. Your travels are not only about you. In fact, if you look back on your best travel memories, I am sure that at least some of them involve encounters with other people. Well, we'll talk about how to write about other people when you're traveling, how to quote them. We'll discuss some of the legal and ethical issues about writing about the quirky characters that you encounter when you are out exploring. And as an added bonus, this is one of the things that I love about being a travel writer. It forces me to get out and meet more people, and I'm actually going to teach you ways that you can meet more interesting and quirky characters on your travels so that you will have more people to write about, and you'll have some really, really cool, fun experiences along the way where when you come home, your friends are going to be going, how do all these things happen to you? How come I never get to have these big adventures? We'll talk about how to sort of burst out of your introvert bubble, if you have one, and get out and really immerse yourself more deeply in the cultures that you are exploring. Finally, we're going to talk about getting published. Editing your stories, polishing them up, getting them as good as they can be, and then different places that you can share them, whether it's on a personal travel blog, the magazine industry, newspapers, books, the rapidly changing book industry we will touch on briefly. But basically, in the end, you're going to have lots of different ways that you can fling your great stories that you've written out there for other people to read. You know, life to me is just, it's a constant string of intersections. We are always intersecting our lives and our stories with other people. In a very limited sense, you and I are now intersecting because you have signed up for this course and we have the opportunity to interact through our online classrooms that come along with this course. And in the real world, I will call it, I guess this is part of the real world, this cyber world, but when you're out there actually meeting people, encountering people, you might not even meet them, you might just pass a stranger on the street. your story and their story can intersect with each other. Here's a quick example. You're walking down the street, you see a guy drop his wallet. You have a split second to think, what are you going to do? Are you going to pick it up and chase him down and give it back to him? Are you going to leave it there and hope someone else does the right thing? Are you going to be an evil villain and take it and start maxing out his credit cards before he realizes they're gone? That is a choice that you get to make, and whatever choice you make is going to affect the story that he has of his day. So we have our stories intersecting with other people all the time, and it's happening when we're not traveling as well, but it's much more potent when we travel. Our stories are more potent and more powerful because we are very often out of our cultural comfort zones, out of the usual elements in which we know the local rules and we know how things work. And so the confusions that get thrown at us and the challenges when we are traveling end up becoming our best stories. So we've got a lot to cover in this course. Once again, there are these forums that are connected with the course, and I encourage you to use those. Ask me any questions you have. I will do my best to answer all of them. I am a professional travel writer myself, so I am on the road sometimes, and it may take me a week or two to get back to you, but I really will try to answer all of your questions in the forums. I look forward to getting to know you and to maybe reading some of your writing as well. So anyway, we've got a lot to cover in this course, but we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. I thank you for watching this first lesson, and I hope you are as excited as I am about diving into everything else.